So, my girlfriend has tipped me off about something along this lane that has got me quite excited. I'm not quite sure where it is. I've just got to keep looking up apparently, and I can't miss it. So, wish me luck. No. So this is the tree that you can see that whoever got here before me has harvested the whole thing. So this was chicken of the woods. So it's right by the side of this lovely country road. So some lucky drive-by forager has come and got there before me, unfortunately. However, by the looks of it, they didn't bother to look up. Because there it is. So here it is, it's chicken of the woods. So it's a bracket fungus, as you saw, growing on the tree in shelves. And it's got this beautiful orange to yellow top. It's quite vibrant. And these pale yellow pores underneath. This mushroom doesn't have gills. It's called chicken of the woods because the actual fungus tears apart like chicken, sort of has the same fibrous texture. So it can be used in lots of different things. I mean, see lots of recipes out there for making KFC with it and stuff like that. We're going to be trying something a little bit different with it today. And let me tell you, it smells absolutely incredible. It's mushroomy, it's fresh, it's a bit firm, but it's still a little bit spongy as well. So it isn't a super young specimen, but it's not too old either. You can tell how fresh this is because it's actually dripping with water where I've just cut that off. Fascinating. That's my hand. So I'll leave some resources in the description below for places that you can start to learn about mycology and the identification of mushrooms. So what I would say is get yourself a few good books. There are hundreds of thousands out there. There will be local ones to where you live as well. People have been collecting mushrooms as long as we've been on the planet, especially for edible and medicinal purposes. And now with the power of the internet, you can join a community as well. So go on Facebook, find a mushroom spotting community near you, and it's full of excellent human beings that will tell you if you're on the right track with your identification and tell you whether or not you've got the right thing, basically. Realistically, if you go with enough knowledge of the species that you're going to pick for and potential lookalikes that could be harmful to you, then you can empower yourself and keep yourself safe. If in doubt, or if you're only going off like a visual reference for something that you've seen online, I would say don't pick it. So now that we've found this delicious edible mushroom, we're going to go home and try something a little bit experimental to try and bring out the flavour and make this delicious. If the smell is anything to go by, this is going to be amazing. Amazing. All right, see you there. So it's summertime here in the UK, and this is a summer fungus. So for today's recipe, I wanted to play up the idea of a barbecue. So what I want to do is impart lots of smoky flavours into this lovely aromatic floral smoke flavour and sort of add a little bit of spice. I think this fungus, due to its chickeniness, I think that it could probably take a lot of spice, a lot of smoke, and just be absolutely delicious. So for today's recipe, we're making my personal homage to summer, cold smoked chicken of the woods. Stay tuned. So the first thing we're going to want to do is cut up our chicken of the woods. So I think this will work best if we do it like chicken strips. So you want to go down the grain of the mushroom. So cut out any of the centre bit if it's a little bit too tough. This bit here was rock solid, so I've cut that out and discarded it. That can go in the compost. So So my top tip here is to cut down the grain of the mushroom. So from the inside to the outside sort of thing. So that means that when you bite into it when it's cooked, it will tear apart just like a chicken strip. And that's what you want really. So cut these into lovely tender strips along the grain and place them in a bowl. So next up is the spicy marinade. So you're going to want a pestle and mortar if you have one. If not, you can use a blender if you've got one of them. Anything just to break everything down into a lovely marinade, a lovely paste. So first to our marinade, we're going to add a couple of green chilies. I like green chilies because they add a nice florality. So they've got lovely floral notes. They've got that green pepper thing going on. And it's more of a sort of lovely dry flavour. There's not the amount of sugar that's in the red chilli. So add as much or as little chilli as you like to this. I absolutely love blow your head off spice, so I'm going to add as many chilies as humanly possible, but just dial it in for your taste. You know what's best for you. Add a pinch of our lovely homemade sea salt from the previous video. So this will just help draw out the moisture and break down the chili and help you crush it up a little bit. Now remember, this is a marinade. Basically, we want all of the flavour to steep out of this stuff and then go into our chicken of the woods. So this is pretty rough. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to be broken down. So don't worry too much about it, is all I'm saying. Next, some beautiful flat leaf parsley, lovely fresh stuff, stalks and all. Just cut this down nice and thin again. Nice Thai basil would be very, very good in this actually, but we don't have any at the moment. So if any of you try that, just put a comment in the comment section below. So what we're going to do now is add two things. And these two things for me are what helps create the balance, and I think they'll work really, really well with this. Because when you fry this, when it starts to go brown, you get beautiful mild reaction, just like you do in meat. And it gives you a little bit of an umami flavour. So I want to play that up a little bit with a nice dash of apple cider vinegar. So this stuff here is raw unpasteurized apple cider vinegar, but it's then back sweetened with some fresh apple juice. So you'll be surprised at the amount of complex sweetness and like malic acid vibe is in this. So just a splash of that just to get things going. Next thing you want to really dial up the umami with some lovely soy sauce. So just put a dash of that in. Remember, we've already put some salt in there already. It's literally just for that sort of deep, dark, rich, complex umami soy sauce flavour that we want. So that's the marinade done. So you grab your chicken of the woods, and the only thing left to do is introduce them to one another. So the next step of this recipe is a slightly unexpected one. When I woke up this morning, I did not know that we were going to be cold smoking this. So we don't have a dedicated smoker here at Fieldstudy at the moment. So I build makeshift smokers on location, which is a much more enjoyable way of doing it, really. So I think the best thing to do is use this lovely evening that we've been given and take this mushroom down the beach and build ourselves a makeshift smoker to kiss it with a little bit of wood smoke. Who knows, we might even get a lovely sunset out of it. So join me. The next step of this will be unexpectedly down the beach. So the good thing is you can build a cold smoker pretty much anywhere. So cold smoking is the process of applying smoke without any heat. So it doesn't actually cook the food, it just infuses it with the lovely, delicious taste of the smoke. So this is what happens when they smoke bacon. This is what happens when you have smoked salmon. Here I'm just making a little delve in the ground to shelter my smoker from the elements, and then creating a sort of walled structure around it and placing in a platform on which to put my food. The food is then stacked, leaving enough room so the smoke can circulate around it. So this is called a cold smoke generator. So all it is a cage that you put sawdust in and you light one end and it tracks along, burning like a fuse and adding smoke into the chamber that you've made. But if you don't have this, you can literally just use a bit of tin foil and put a line of sawdust across it and light one end. It works absolutely fine. Now all that's left to do is place in the cold smoke generator and seal the rest up with rocks. To trap the smoke in even more, you could cover this with a layer of wet seaweed or a damp cloth or something like that, but this works absolutely fine. So there you have it, one rudimentary cold smoker. Well, that was cutting it a bit fine. So I got down to the beach just in time for sunset, and I've made myself a rudimentary smoker out of a pile of rocks and a hollow in the beach. I'm not going to give these too much smoke. I think about 40 minutes, 45 minutes will do it, so I haven't loaded up the cold smoke generator too much. So I just want a hint of smoke in the background. I don't want it to overpower the mushroom. There's nothing left to do but open a bottle of this year's elderflower champagne and watch the sunset. Ooh. Cheers. Oh. And I shall see you in the morning for the tasting. So now it's time for the taste test, the moment of truth. So I've simply fried these and put them with a nice summer salad with stuff from my garden. It's amazing. Look at this, tears apart absolutely beautifully. It's like chicken. It's absolutely amazing. It's got that chickeniness, it's got almost like a smoked bacon thing going on as well. And it's absolutely perfect with these peppery little nasturtium leaves. Oh, glorious. All in all, I'd say that was a resounding success. Thanks for sticking with me to the end, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more videos about foraging and food from this beautiful landscape, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Hope you have a good week and take care.